unclear number. They're unable to really figure it out right now. They're right now frantically digging for the more than 10,000 people still missing. Most of them are now presumed dead. Tonight, following the catastrophic flooding, the death toll there soaring, now estimated to be anywhere between Libya tonight, following the catastrophic flooding. Death toll there soaring, now estimated to be anywhere between 6,000 to as many as 11,000 people dead. But the sheer amount of devastation is leading to an unclear number of deaths. They're unable to really even figure it out right now. They're right now frantically digging for the more than 10,000 people still missing. Most of them are now presumed dead. At this hour, there's a severe shortage of water and fuel in the city. Only one healthcare facility is even operational. There aren't even enough doctors there. Libyan officials telling CNN bodies are still washing up on the shores of Derna. I want to go straight to Jumana Karacha. She is in the flood zone inside Derna in Libya. And of course, Jumana, the only U.S. TV network there. You are there witnessing this yourself. What are you seeing tonight?
You know, Aaron, it was so difficult for us to try and get here to eastern Libya. This is a part of the country that is controlled by a government that's not recognized by most of the international community. So it is very difficult to get access to the country. It took us days to get here. And once we arrived, getting from Benghazi to Derna, a drive that would usually take about 3 hours. It took us more than 7 hours to get here because there are so many roads and bridges, the infrastructure around Derna that had been impacted and destroyed by the flooding. And you can imagine what kind of impact this is having on the desperately needed aid deliveries into the city. And, you know, for the first few days after the disaster struck, we and the rest of the world were really relying on the little social media video that was trickling out of here, the official statements.
Guys, you see when? This is 12 hours ago, you know.
Getting here,
this news media. It's not days. This is just 12 hours ago.
It's a scene of utter devastation here. Everywhere you turn,
This is Libya, guys. Just the other day, the flood.
A war zone. Many cities across the Libyan coast were impacted.
Libya is very beautiful. It's actually a city. I thought it was like a Bacawal Jacko place.
Caused by those two dams that burst, unleashed all that water, the floods that swept through this city and destroyed pretty much everything in its path, washing out entire neighborhoods, entire buildings, infrastructure, families that ended up in the sea. And you speak to people here, survivors who
I am shocked to see their survivors.
All this destruction, all this human loss, the thousands of lives that were lost, the more than 10,000 people who are unaccounted for right now. They say this all happened within the span of about 90 minutes. We've spoken to some survivors describing how they had to race to save their lives, their children grabbing what they can, their children, and running and trying to escape the rising waters that just kept on rising, 3-story high. We heard that the waves were up to about 22 feet. And those who survived it are just traumatized. You speak to people right now who are barely able to comprehend what happened to them, what happened to their city. People are in shock. And
you see how high the water rise?
They have dealt with war.
At least 22 feet, she said.
But nothing.
And it's higher than that.
Yeah. And right now, from what we have seen,
the highest, the tallest person that we've seen is about between 7-8 feet. The water rise 22 feet.
This is nowhere near enough. They need more. We have seen so many volunteers here.
I can't believe they're survivors. I guess those survivors are who probably managed to escape.
Has been fighting west for more than a decade now. We have seen people from all across the country who have poured into Derna, who have poured into the east to try and support the people, to help volunteers, search and rescue, trying to help retrieve the dead bodies. In the words of one woman we spoke to earlier, saying this catastrophe has united the people of Libya, and it seems like it has, at least for now. And Aaron, as we are walking around, you're constantly bumping into people with just tragic stories, one after the other. People are just walking
Guys,
around traumatized.
pray for the survivors
picking up
of
the pieces
Libya.
of what's left of their
So
lives. You know, we spoke to a number of people.
it's unbelievable.
Through a man we met who was walking.
Unbelievable.
His arm, his leg
Pray for
down.
Libya.
He was
My name is
so
Joan
thankful
Morris,
that
signing out.
his children are safe and alive, and then he tells us that his father drowned.
LIBY